Welcome back to my channel, Zaza's Creations, and today we're making us some good garfish, smothered garfish, okay, in a homemade gravy. So I'm checking for my heat, and I'm gonna add me a little bit of oil. You can use whatever oil you use. I use avocado oil because that's just what I use. So I'm gonna add in my sugar, and then I want to stir and stir and stir that sugar just like a roux. Do not leave that sugar on the stove, please. And you want to stir till it's black, not brown, black. So then you're gonna add your fish. Now trust the plus when I tell y'all that sugar will not be sweet. It will not have your food tasting sweet because you're really burning all the sweet properties off of it, because you're using that to sear the fish and give the fish a pretty color, and also it's gonna give your gravy a beautiful brown color. I actually learned this from my daddy. So I then add my vegetable blend in here, and then I'm going to scrape the bottom of that pot and get up all that goodness that is stuck to the bottom. Now my seasoning, my fish was well seasoned, so all of that seasoning, everything is at the bottom of that pot, and you want to scrape it to get it off because that's going to season your pot. And you also need to make sure your fish is seasoned to perfection, baby, because look, you want your gravy to be good. So I like my vegetables to cook down real good. I cook them till all the water come out and it's nice and brown. Now I'm gonna add my garlic, and I'm going to saute it a little bit more. Now it's a process. This process probably took me about 15 to 20 minutes, but it's worth it because it really developed like an amazing flavor in your gravy. So I'm gonna slowly incorporate some water, and you want your vegetables to cook like till they normal, you know, like you don't want to be able to distinguish what's what because that's gonna help to thicken your gravy. We are actually preparing a gravy that's not using any thickener. Some people put flour in their gravy, or like a flour slurry, which is nothing wrong with that. If you want to use that, that's fine. Today I just did not feel like doing that. I have done it before. Flour slurry or some cornstarch, either or. But today we're just gonna do us a gravy with just vegetables, like a natural cooked down gravy. Back in the day they used to call this a grease gravy, but there's really no grease involved. I think grease gravy don't really have too much you know, onions and all that in it, you know, but this is gonna be a gravy baby. So you're gonna put your fish back in there, and I was talking, but I did put some vegetable bouillon in it to give it an added flavor. Now the fish is raw at this point, and garfish is pretty sturdy. It's a sturdy fish. It's not like, you know, catfish or nothing like that where it's gonna be, you know, it's pretty tough. So you're gonna let it cook down, and you want all the juices, even the juice that came off the fish. You want to put that back in the pan, and then you're gonna let this go. Just let it go. Walk away from it and mind your business. I'm giving it a little stir and a little poke, but really that's not really necessary. I'm gonna walk away from it, and I'm gonna let this go. This pot cooked for about an hour, until my fish was tender but not exactly falling off the bone, just kind of, you know, real tender. So right here I checked for seasoning, and I added a little bit more Tony Sashers because, like I said, my fish was well seasoned, and that's what seasons your gravy. But I tasted it, and I just did a little correction, you know, put a little tip on that. So that's after everything simmered down. I'm making my plate, and I'm gonna throw that over my rice with my garfish, and my husband did some smothered cabbage, and I did some candy yam and a little cornbread, as you can see. And baby, look, that plate was fire. If you love pork chop, you're gonna look how that look. It looked like a pork chop. You're gonna love garfish, baby. Try this out, huh?